Welcome to Goyo's Garden and Tie-Dyes. I'm Greg. Alright, today we will be working with another Gildan Kid Small. I have a bunch of those, so they're great to practice with. I don't ruin my larger shirts, but it seems that most of these are actually coming out pretty good. And we'll be attempting the glitch design again. Seems pretty easy, and it folds so nicely. I just have to get my die placement down and a little tighter on the sinew lines. And I'm thinking that my shirts might be a little too damp. That's why they're sticking to the yardstick. But just like with any shirt, I do anyway, you learn something. Even if you've done it 20 times, you'll do something and you'll go, oh, okay, that's why. Or this is how it should have been, or something like that anyway. But I always learn something. And with this one here, you just want to slide your yardstick under it, lift, and pull forward. You don't want to try to maneuver the shirt itself like that. Every time I move it, it wants to come unfolded. The front seems to go pretty easy. And from my perspective, when I was doing this, I didn't really notice the bottom being uneven like that. From where I was, it looked like it was just wrinkled up in the middle, and I was going to fix it later. But like I said, these are small shirts. I have a bunch of them. Thank you, Sherry, so much. And so I get to practice with these. And so just like we did with the front of the shirt, we're going sideways, shoulder to shoulder, doing the same thing. See what I mean about my yardstick just sticking to it and wants to open it up. Then again, you have a lot of pleats here, or not pleats, I guess, overlapping folds. I just watched a video where Steph had not overlapped them actually, but bottom up to it. You know, one fold and not so much as a roof effect. So I think I'll be trying that one next. But yeah, I definitely like this pattern. So continuing on, I have to work the stick out because it does want to stick. And the video is so close right there. I keep going out of frame a little bit. But I had to position things because of the rain, and it messed up my camera angle, so my head kept getting in the way. So I tried to cut it out the best I could, because this was before a haircut and definitely had hat hair. Okay, so that actually is the easiest part. And being a very small shirt, this next step is even just a little bit harder. You want to kind of pleat it now from one end to the other, or one corner to the other. So I think I got maybe 3 pleats in it, maybe 4. I'm just going to secure it with rubber bands, and then I'm going to tighten it down with some sinew. Get a nice tight grip on it, so we'll get some of those white lines. Definitely love the white lines, especially in the glitch. So I'm actually using my sinew puller and caddy from Boredom with Jen. Sorry about that. The caddy's out of frame. Like I said, I had to zoom in a little bit because of my camera angle. All you could see was my head. And you will see the puller here. So I'm just going to tighten it down with the sinew, and I will be back. All right, we're just about done with that. Sorry again about I kept bringing out of frame, and I keep hitting my head on my camera, on my iPad. All right, so we're only going to be using 2 dyes on this, and it'll be forest green and hunter's green. And I actually never used a hunter green before. I didn't realize how close the 2 colors were together. Yeah, see how much I had to zoom in on here? Almost still got the head in the way. And it's kind of breezy out here, very breezy, but you should be wearing your mask when you're doing this, especially with your face so close to it. But with the wind blowing, most definitely want a mask on. That's why my hands before were kind of grimy from the dye from the table, because it just blows everywhere. So, I forgot to mention we are doing hot water irrigation. So, my water here is roughly about 170. It was like 185 when I pulled it out of my new water heater, and my jug was cold, and so it cools it down a little bit, and which is fine. It's still plenty hot. And right about here is where I realized I didn't sprinkle any soda ash on it. The shirt was soaked in it, but I'm pushing a lot of hot water through here, so it's a good idea to add enough so the dye will stick. I didn't think I would have a problem, but you never know. I'd rather have a little too much than not enough. And it melts down very quickly with the Hudson sprayer and the water being that hot. Just checking to see if the water went all the way through. A couple little spots I want to punch it all the way through, and we're going to call that one about good. All right, here's my St. Patty's Day glitch. Turned out right. It'd been better if I used more than just 2 colors, and 2 colors that were almost alike. Get some lighter spots and some darker spots. You can see where some of the yellow bled away from the dye. It's part of the dye that makes the dye. But I did like the city lines this time. It sure was just too small to work with. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you liked it, please hit like. If you want to share it, by all means, please do. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you next time.